Podcasting with Ceri Jones.
Hi guys, and welcome to this week's podcast. This week's episode, I head west to Papermill Fishery in Swansea. My guest created the fishery from scratch and opened its doors to anglers 18 years ago, and it's still going strong today. He tells the trials and tribulations along the way and behind the scenes and tasks of what it takes to run a successful fishery. He's a passionate fisherman himself, and also talks the competitions he runs at this quality venue. His Winter League probably has the biggest prize in the country, with £1,000 in cash. I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I did making it. Welcome to my chat with Mark Vickery. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It has been a long time.
I think it's been probably about 5 years. I was your last, I think.
Yeah, Bernard remembers, because you blanked.
Yes, do you know what? I can't remember.
I can't remember. I never you were storm imaging, remember? It was a storm, remember? A storm imager, and I phoned you, I said, are you coming down here?
Oh, I didn't blank it, because I remember hooking. I got a video to prove it.
The Browns.
Of returning a big rainbow, about £10.
Yeah.
In that far corner.
That's right, and we were hitting Browns, we were.
That's it.
In the front.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that was the last time you were. Was it? Well, it was storm imaging, I don't know. Was that 5 years ago? May have been.
Yeah.
May have been.
It could have been, I remember.
There
was another guy here then as well. He was on this.
Yeah, Richard Pullin was here.
That's the guy.
Richard.
He had a couple of nice Browns.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I did a little video clip of it.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Richard. Yeah, I remember him hitting the Browns.
Got back memory, I did catch.
Yeah, yeah, maybe it probably the one before, I should imagine.
It might have been. I don't know.
You came down and blanked, but not many people blank here. But
no, we'll cut that out. No, but the one thing I did notice as I pulled in by here now is this marquee. This is so impressive.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a big bonus to us, and to do, because you can't rely on just money coming from fishing. Very difficult.
So this is open as well for general public as a cafe as well.
Yes, yeah. Public come in, and it's we're really busy on weekends.
Well, you think you've come a long way, Andrew. One of the first times I came. Well, when did you open?
18 years ago. No.
Was it 18?
Yeah, 18 years ago.
Because I remember the shed is still there, or the lodge, the camping, you can call it.
Yeah.
That's what you had then, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it, little shed over there.
And I think we were
yeah, it's moved on. I wish it would move on a bit more, but it's it's just knowing what to do, when to do things. I wish we could. I wish somebody would tell me one day, like, you need to do this, and this is the way forward. Because sometimes I get a bit. I got a few ideas I'm gonna look at now. So one is because the electric is going through the roof, as you know.
Yeah,
so
energy prices.
I'm in the middle of buying a wood burning pizza oven, a big one. So to do pizza evenings. So that's, yeah. But I'm gonna try and do, a lot of game ones and that. One of my friends' cousin lives up in Lancashire, and he got a huge smokery, absolutely huge, and the stuff he does. So I'm hoping to cooperate that sort of stuff, because he does it all made order, so I can get stuff from him, and all different stuff on top of the pizzas as well, to see if there's a market for it.
You don't rest on your laurels, do you? Because
No.
you've got this lodge, which is a beautiful building, That's been a few years in the making to start with, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It took us years. I think it was about 3 years to get the planning for it. Because the council's never been, really good to us when we've done things here. Like when we had the lake, planning for the lake, that was another massive event, Swansea, when you had to have all the FCA reports and all cross sections drawn the lake, engineers sort of report with it. So it hasn't been easy from the start. I think the council are really they don't really help us much. They never come here and they don't really help. But they took years over getting planning for this. So I think we spent 10,000 before we got it out of the ground.
Yeah.
Which was it was a big something, we'd rather spend 10,000 on something else here, you know, rather than just planning permission. Which
You
is,
don't find it was easy over there.
No, it keeps us. It keeps you on your toes. Yeah, yeah. So
But
it's
the lodge yourself, you do breakfasts as well, and do you do lunches as well?
yeah, through the summer now we alter now, and we do lunches as well. Then yeah.
I guess
Most
I
of
think most trout fisheries, generally across the country, and we spoke of this earlier, that come July, August, you know, the sport goes really slow. So I guess this is something which really
Yeah, because we
keeps it going.
get loads of people asking us, can we walk around the lake? And we can't even walk around or anything because anglers are there because of their health and safety. With the fly in the air, people don't think, you know. So we get loads of people asking, can we walk around? And we say, no, no. So perhaps, you know, the summers, you know, as I said to you earlier, we haven't broken the ice on here for 3 years. So last summer was really long, no rain, no water in the rivers, really hot, you know, and you get all sorts of parasites in the water then because of everything. So it's very difficult, and perhaps that is the way if we could make enough money now from different things. And
it's nice it's a family business as well now.
Yeah,
The wife is here.
Yeah.
I know it's Gemma.
Gemma's still yeah. So
you still got the dog, remember there was a dog?
yeah. I still got the dogs. Yeah, I still got the two Vizslers, two Hungarian Vizslers.
Right, yeah.
Bella and Willow. Yeah,
Yes.
Willow. You didn't. I don't know if you've seen Willow.
No.
One of Bella's pups it was. We kept one. But Bella's a miracle dog because last time she swallowed a fly at 6 months, picked a fly off the grass and swallowed it. So that went down.
I remember photographing her in the cabin over there.
Yeah, it was a stunning photo, wasn't it? She's still a good-looking dog now. She's 8 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's lucky to be alive because I took her on a. Somebody got a fish now.
Yeah, I know. You see, not a bad spot to have a chat to, you know.
No, you can see what's happening. Yeah, he's tried to net it about 3 times now, but he hasn't managed to get it in the net. They do fight really tough, they pound for pound, an amazing fish, redwoods.
No, do you buy in or bring on?
We buy in. I think bringing on. I think you got to know what you're doing. Your water's got to be really good, and you know, we are at the end of the day in a sort of an urban area, yeah, not a rural area, and you know, you've got to be really on the ball with things.
So what do you got to deliver? They don't go straight in the lake. You got holding ponds.
Holding ponds, yeah. We put them in the holding ponds then, and we trickle stock and 30, 40 at a time, all depending on trade. And
top up.
Yeah, top up all the time, which it's been working great, and yeah, we have no issues with it, no problems. So we just carry on doing that.
Is there all rainbows?
Rainbows. There's a few blues. There's quite a few browns in there, quite a few. But we keep all the browns in there. We want them to go back because the browns are not easy to buy now, and they're very, very expensive. So it's just nice for the angler to catch one. So all browns go back. There's a few tigers in there, so there's a few of them. So.
And what sort of size in the general main do you stock with then?
We buy mostly 2s and 3s. Then we buy a scattering of 5s and 6s, and of course then we always trying to buy doubles. Every delivery we have doubles on it. So it's just getting I think as water's warming up everywhere throughout Britain, I'm thinking that they can sell double figure fish closer to their fisheries than fetching them 3 or 4 hours on a journey. So it's getting that a lot of people don't like fetching double figure fish, you know. They have got them.
They don't travel maybe, do they?
No, they don't travel as well, you know.
It's like Guinness.
We had yeah, that's true. That is exactly. Yeah. So we had a real big fish delivered. One big one. That was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and that was dead in the bottom of the stock pond one morning. You know, it's just one of those things, and you've got no reason for it. It's just one of those things that's happened. But
I guess because when they bring force feed these fish on, so they're not used to it. The heart is the same size as a 10-pound or a 2-pound shrimp.
Yeah, exactly the same. You think about it now, as water warms up everywhere throughout the country, they netted down there. They put into a cage then for us, or for whoever's buying that amount of fish, like we order fish. So they put in a cage. Then they netted then to put onto the truck. Then they got a 3-hour journey up the motorway, which can be really hot.
Yeah.
And then they netted again here to put in the stock ponds. Then they netted then to be put in the lake, and you know, it's all these, you know, it's just a cocktail for a disaster really when temperatures get too hot.
Yeah.
You rub in the fish, and you know, a lot of fish when they come in, you know, you never, if you bought 500 fish, you'll never have 500 that are perfect. You know, it just doesn't happen. I've never seen it happen anyway. You'd always have something with dodgy noses, and then if once stress, because people don't realise, if we get stressed, we can You can go and do something and snap a big log, or you step on something, or fish can't do nothing. So what they do is just come out in fungus.
Yeah.
And they'll come out, wherever there's a weakness on them, they'll come out on their side, on their tail, on their petrified, on the nose, which is common. And that's it. There's not a lot you can do about it.
You're open 6 days a week. You're closed on a Monday, yeah?
Closed on a Monday, yeah. It's supposed to be a day of rest, but I never get any time off. Yeah, maintenance, yeah. So, you know, with the coffee, there's a lot of maintenance with that. Cleaning hot plates, cleaning fryers, making sure everything's tip-top. To keep the 5-star rating up, you've got to, you know, you've got to keep everything right. Otherwise, you start losing that, and people look at the door and say, it's no 5-star, you know, you start losing trade.
So, how many pegs are you then? What's the maximum you can
we've done our winter series now. We were putting 14 on there at a time. So
it pays to pre-book if you're travelling from a...
yeah, we'd rather that now. It's easier for me to run. Years ago, it would be, since COVID, everything is bookings. But people can still turn up, but at least you guaranteed your spot, you know.
Yeah.
But before COVID, it was fine. I was finding it quite hard to stock because you didn't know how many were going to turn up. And then I don't like stocking when people are here, because people are running over to see what's in the dustbin and running
what do you normally do? After what they leave or early in the morning?
All depending on how many I got and everything like that, really. I don't mind stocking in the morning. I don't mind. And there's never an issue with it. People say, oh, if we stock in the morning, they won't go today. It's rubbish. That's rubbish, that is. You know, if we stock, like, as we've done the comp on Sunday, I stocked Sunday morning, and we had, I think it was nearly 50 fish out.
Do you run a few comps too?
Yeah, I try. I like to do a lot more. We're very lucky at one of our anglers' mother won the lottery, so
really?
yeah. So we're really lucky that I'm fair dues to them. They help out with our competitions, because our last winter series now was £1,000 prize money.
Wow!
And I don't think anywhere in Wales is given £1,000 prize money.
How does that competition work then?
Well, they book into it basically as soon as they can, really, because it's full every year.
So there's over a number of days?
We do 4 Sundays. They usually run in between the Six Nation games.
Oh yeah.
You know, so we don't clash with any rugby weekends. So we try and run it with them dates. And then it's you're allowed to drop your worst Sunday, so it's over 3.
All right.
Right. It's a 4 fish. Yeah, it's a 4 fish. We do 20 minutes on a jetty, sometimes half an hour, whichever we think, and 1 fish a platform. But there's twists in it. You know, one day will be buzzers only.
Oh, you choose then?
Yeah,
is it?
and then
right.
sometimes they use their own buzzers, and then I buy 3 buzzers each. They all got the same. So
right.
Yeah, we do different things. They weren't keen on the dries because it was a bit cold, so we left the dries. We left them off this year, but perhaps next year now we'll do the competition a bit later, and we'll have a dry comp as well. You know.
That's good.
So yeah, it's just to see, because there's no point any you know, pulling all these snakes and everything. You know, anybody can pull a snake, and you know, but when it comes down to catching on a buzzer or anything else, you know, it's a bit different. If they used to pull,
it's limited to 14 people then.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah. Well, I think it's the 3rd or 4th one we've done now, and yeah, we've had 1,000 every time prize money. So
Jesus.
Yes, I don't know. Yes, I fish electric
in the
comps
winter, that is it.
Yeah, I fish electric comps and stuff like that, and I don't think and different comps. I think
I'll have to pull up my competition.
Yeah, it's you know, it's great, and
you
know, great bunch of boys. It was great, you know, and I put on a few beers then after beer then on Sunday, and we had a few beers each, and and every Sunday Sunday was like this, so it was really good. Really good competition.
I remember there was a time you'd finish a certain time, wasn't it? Or is it a time in the evening?
We finish at 4 every day. Every day we finish at 4. If you know, like some people want to fish in evenings, is, you know, what was happening before was when you give people 14, 15 hours a day to choose from, you won't make any more money. What was happening was the ones in the day would think, oh, I won't go today now, I'm going to do my garden, I'll go in the night. So we'd be sitting here, you wouldn't make any more money. Right. So that's why we decided, oh look, I'm not sitting here doing £10 in the evening, because some evenings you'd only have one angler, or, you know, and that's the way it was. And when you're getting up the house 10 o'clock in the night and just thinking, oh my God, you know, a couple of nights of that, you're feeling knackered, it is. And for what, you know, it's not there, the money's not there. So
I thought of doing an evening comp where you knew people
yeah,
were coming in.
Yeah,
or a barbecue night or something like that. Like.
exactly, yeah. And people have asked for it now because of this comp we've just done. We've had quite a few emails now, and all the boys saying thank you for it. It was well run and everything was perfectly done. And we left it all at the angler. I think the angler's got to decide. We asked them which way he wanted to do this comp, and they said one winner. So he had 500, and then the other 2 names were pulled out of the hat randomly. Didn't matter what they caught. And one of the guys who came second, with a joint second, with the pair drawn out the hat, he didn't catch a fish. Brian from Bilthwells, he didn't catch a fish. Four rounds, yeah, and he didn't catch a fish. I still can't believe it. And his name was drawn out the hat, so he had 250 quid. We couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So, yeah, there was how that would work out.
That's like a random thing, you just pull out.
Yeah, just pull out the hat, 2 names in. That's the way. But the anglers decided all this. I think it's, as you know, sometimes they moan like hell. So it's easier to if I say something that's not right. So it was easier to take a vote on it, and that's what we done. We took a vote on every entered. Which way do you want to run it? Which way do you want the prize money to go? Because it didn't make no difference. The £1,000 was there. Which way it went? So they decided, and that was it. So it was great. They can't have a go at us for something, you know.
Do you find that these guys now, like we're sitting here now, there's probably, I don't know, 10 anglers fishing here now. It's mostly locals that fish it, or they travel from a distance?
No, they travel from all over.
Do they?
Yeah, all over. Unfortunately, there's not many anglers from Swansea. I think most of the anglers from Swansea are boat fishermen or sea fishermen. There's not many. Bernard's here today again. He's from Swansea. There's a couple of boys here from Llanelli.
Yeah.
But there's a guy from there from Ogmore.
The lake's looking mature now, isn't it? What was there when you took it over? Was it anything new?
No, nothing. I dug it up myself, yeah.
The boggy field, no doubt, or something?
No, it wasn't boggy. It was
all right.
When we started, I was just fishing around like yourself and other people. I was fishing down in Gamfroy then, when it was a lot different to what it is now. And I was fishing down in Brotawi with Albert, which I loved.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Albert I said, look, I'm thinking of digging one out. And he said, you've got a good catchment area there, he said, for trade, he said. And that's what Albert said to me, you know. So, yeah.
He's a character, wasn't he?
Oh, I'd spend an hour in the shed talking before you. Yeah. Once he started talking about my orca and the language out in there.
Butcher, wasn't he?
Yeah, from class man, class guy, you know. He's absolute top man. You know, he's still, I think the butcher shop's still going, I think, in Carmarthen, isn't it?
Is it? Because his boy, what was his boy? John? I think his boy was
John, yeah.
I'm not sure if he's still doing the business.
I think he's still doing the butchers, but I think the lake's all just packed up in it, I think, which is a shame.
I remember going down there 10 years ago and just called in to see him, I did. I was in the area. And in fact, he wasn't there, he was in church, as it happened. I was looking around, the jungle overgrown and and to think that in his prime, that was a special water, wasn't it?
Special, yeah. And, you know, Albert was such a guy and he loved it. He loved talking to people. And, you know, the guy who dug that out is the snooker player's uncle. He's from Carmarthen there. And he dug it out, Martin.
What killed it, I think, he had to keep pumping the water, didn't he?
Yeah, up to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to fish that place, and as a kid, I think my father took me to the one in Llanddowddog, the horseshoe one.
Oh, yeah.
I think
that's Olive. I fished it,
that's it. I think that's probably one of the first commercial ones around. Yeah. It must have been.
I was in school when I used to start fishing there.
It's very odd because my great-grandparents...
You fished that, did you?
I went there with my father, yeah, and we used to get fish... You could buy fish out the stock pond with him if you wanted one, you know, to take home. And we used to go there as a family from the farm here, because my great grandparents, the church, but there by the side of it.
Yeah,
are buried in there.
Who is?
My grandparents.
Are they?
Yeah, next to Llanddowddog, in Llanddowddog Chapel, but there. It's right next to the Horseshoe Lake.
Yeah,
as you come in the little lane, it's on the left. And it's crazy, really, that my grandparents are there. You know, right next to a horseshoe lake.
No.
So last time I seen it, because I went there not so long back, just to have a look. Yeah, it's just all overgrown. A guy has got it now. It's a hotel now.
Really?
Yeah, the buildings and that. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you why. Because I was looking for 5-star polytunnels. I was, and it came up as 5-star hotel. That's how I said to her, Deb, I'm sure I've been down here before, this road. I haven't been here for years.
Pimp Saint.
Yeah.
Is it Pimp Saint or Llan Pimp Saint? There's two in there. One of the, yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy at my grandparents were there next to a lake, and then I ended up doing this.
God, I remember going there when I was in school, and the school teacher would take us down the car, and coming down that lane, you were so excited. It's like Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't any waters like it is
It wasn't,
now. Like,
no.
You know?
That was probably it's got to be one of the commercial ones where it started.
Yeah, it was. I'd like to go back. In fact, I might drive down there one day.
Yeah.
In the area and have a look.
You go in that church, and my grandparents are in the church, only small. Mad how they ended up.
I tell you what I still remember. They used to have a little cabin, like a garden shed.
That's it. It
Yeah.
was like that.
That's right, yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Like our toilet, small.
And it was like the visions of seeing that
fish on
cabin.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visions of seeing that cabin. It was the excitement. It was incredible. And we always should
Yeah.
go there, tackle up. And I remember it was a hot day. Well, a couple of things come to my mind. But it was a hot day. And we'd leave our sandwiches there and drinks or whatever. And we'd go and fish. And then we'd fish in the morning and maybe you'd have one. And it was like £1.50 maybe. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then I remember then going to the shed and I had a can of Tango. And I started drinking this Tango, and from the shed you could see the lake and I could see 1 or 2 fish rising. Put the can down and I just grabbed my rod and I fished then, right? And I think I did have a fish actually. Again, about £1.50. And I thought, go and finish my can now, right? And I was drinking like this all of a sudden. I thought, what the hell is this? There's 2 things in my mouth, like lumpy things. So I spat them out and they were wasps.
Oh my God.
They'd obviously gone in the can when I was
into
fishing.
the Tango, into the top.
Yeah, I was lucky it didn't sting me.
Yeah, lucky to sting you in the throat. Right,
Yeah.
God,
But
that'll be the end of that. Yeah.
What experience to go there every year, like.
It was lovely, gin clear, and I remember the stock ponds behind by the side of that little shed as well. It was a little shed, like a little fence around it. The water was so clear. Remember it, I can see it now, all gravel. Perfect, perfect untouched water, and really good.
How long did it take to make this lake then? From the start?
9 days.
Really?
Yeah, I dug it out in 9 days. Yeah, I had a D8 dozer, I had 2 D6s, 25-ton Hyundai. Yeah, I got the video of it from start to finish.
So what is the size? Acreage,
I think it's 1.8. I think it is 1.8 acres. It is.
So it's fed from the brook.
Yeah. But we got it on. We don't have any dirty water in or anything, so we got it on valves. We have, so we turn off. I don't have any rainwater in there, or anything happens in the river, or I just turn it all off then. But it's the depth of it's 18 foot one end, probably about 10, 11 at the top. So on the bottom it's shaped like a top of a castle. It's not flat at all. It's like, exactly like a top of a castle.
All right.
So it's just to give different things, different contours for the fish.
Regarding ticket systems, you do catch and kill and catch and release too?
Yeah, we do catch and kill and catch and release. So catch and kill, the tickets range from £18 for 2 fish up to 27 for 4. Catch and release is 25. That's for 10 fish you're allowed to release, but catch and release we stop in the end of this month now.
Because of the temperature.
Because of the temperature, yeah, you can't. That's our thing on it. You can't do it. We want them in and gone. You don't want any hassle with them. If we can get them in and gone.
There's very few waters, which I know of. The owners are fishermen.
Yeah.
And you actually fish yourself, because you say you went down there.
Yeah, I go around.
How often do you fish a year yourself?
Not that much. I like Clywedog as well. But it's a long way up in it. But I fish around a bit.
What got you into it, fishing, as a kid, is it?
Yeah, as a kid on the farm, we had the Avon Llan running right next to it, and it's a shame really. Avon Llan, as I was a kid growing up, was full of fish.
Is that what feeds this?
Yeah, it's a branch off the Avon Llan. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tributary of that. But yeah, it was a cracking river, but through the years, and then Llangabelach Angling Society had it when I was a kid, so they were stocking it regular. It was full of fish. It was great. Spent all my life on it, and then years changed, things changed, and then the angling club disappeared, and then that was it. Basically now it's just left, and it's really bad to look at it now when it was full of all weed years ago.
You didn't fly fish then, did you?
No, it was very hard, no, most of all spinning, and see. But you know, it was some good sea when he used to come up there and that. But now I don't see nothing now. It's all gone. But coast fishing I done starting off.
Did you?
Yeah, it was. There's an old pond right up on the tip, and the tip was there then, and it was. We used to go up up the night before and drag a swim out. And this pond was only small. It was probably about an acre. It was full of fish, and it was stinking. It was full of everything you could think of: wheels of lorries, tyres.
I thought you were saying fish. It's actual rubbish.
Rubbish in there. You wouldn't, if you looked at it, you would think, "Oh God, look at it." It was hanging. It was potato pond, we used to call it. There was goldfish in there up to about £2. They reckon they came from a circus, whether or not they did. We used to drag. They used to say, "Yeah, we loads of them," because it was high up. Looking down it, you'd walk up the top of the bank in the morning, peep your head over the top, and you could, in the afternoon in the heat, and you'd see them up in the weed.
Yeah.
These goldfish, massive. So everybody started taking them home to their garden ponds when they caught them, so they disappeared from there. But we used to go up the day before, drag a swim, ground baited them with bread. I was only probably 8, 10, but it was safe enough then. And then I'd walk the next morning, leave you them, a few of my older mates then, and go up then about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's when I started fishing then for coast fish.
What was you catching up there?
Tench, crucian carp,
Big
rudd. Yeah, it was a brilliant place. Absolutely brilliant. The tench were probably up to about £7. And you wouldn't believe they were in there. They were tip top. It was just stink because it was a sulphur tip. They've redone it, they have. An angling club has taken it over. I think it's Pentagare Angling. I'm not sure his name, but he's taken it over. His name Chris, I think it is. He's taken it over and he's done it out and that. But it'll never be what it was.
You've seen about goldfish now. There's we was talking earlier on. There's a place in Canada Lake. It used to be a trout fishery. It was more of a wedding venue now, when it's full of carp and goldfish. Yeah. And like you said, there's like £2. There was some there, sort of £3 or £4, sure to be. Like,
yeah.
You know, they swim in shoals, and you can't miss them. They're bright orange, around.
Yeah.
But what they feed on, because it's a wedding venue, end of the day, they put the waste food in the lake. So these fish are feeding on volivons, you know.
Oh, it's crazy.
All these carp hangers fishing boilies. You don't want boilies. You want volivons.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
But
I think they say a lot of bridges around the place now, you know, through Pathway and on them rivers down there. There's a lot of big fish underneath the bridges because they know people feeding the ducks, feeding everything, and there's a lot of big fish holding underneath these in the reeds and that. These browns and that big because they're gorging on the bread and bits and bobs.
So when did you learn to fly fish then?
I learned fish. I did start in White Springs.
Oh right, yeah. Vince Lloyd, is it?
Yeah,
Vince.
I think. I'm trying to think where I started. Was it there? But I was fishing there. I was fishing in Garnfroid. I was fishing Bro Towie. Them were the main ones I used to go. I used to go with a guy from work who was a scaffolder. So that's what I used to do then. Is go with them and I used to enjoy it. I wasn't much good at it. I used to go to Shimano as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, that's where you started to fly fishing then.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. Yeah.
And when did you think, right, I want to get a...
Yeah, we had the land and I just...
Well, you had the land anyway?
Yeah, my grandmother owned the farm, so I was living in the farm there, behind the trees with her, so my mother and my sisters, so I just said, I think I don't mind doing it. Well, she said, see if you can get planning permission. So that's what I done, and I did get the planning, so that's what I done then. Yeah,
18 years ago?
I dug it out in 94. That's when it was dug out. So it was a number of years ago now. Yeah, so they failed it the first time on something, and then they went back in and they gave it to us then. My grandmother was a hell of a woman, like she was the oldest woman in Wales, she was. She died one day before her 110th birthday.
110?
110, my grandma's, yeah, Esther Mary Vickery, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 2011 she died.
You don't live there now?
No, I sold it. When my grandmother, we sold it. I got married and my father had left home a long time before that. So my grandmother didn't want to stay on her own and that, so that was it.
So you got a house locally here?
Yeah, I got a house by here now on the side of this. So it's
walking distance?
Yeah, walking distance to work, yeah.
That's handy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not too bad. Yeah,
so for anglers who are thinking of coming here now, what would you reckon, if you were to pick top 3 flies, say?
Top 3 flies? I would say at the moment now, this time of year, it's got to be a sedge, is one. I would say a buzzer, black, maybe or an olive green with a little orange cheeks on it. Dusters are really good here as well, or a Dawson's olive, something like that, as lures.
Yeah.
Obviously, you always, it's the thing is, you see somebody's fly box now. My God, Almighty, what's it look like? It looks like Ken Doyle's bloody feathering duster, doesn't it? I was looking at them Sunday here because they didn't know every time they come into the comp, I didn't tell them what was happening until I decided that morning.
What flies they had to fish?
What flies they had to fish.
That's good. That
they were so chuffed on Sunday when they could use their own stuff, but when they were opening their boxes, bloody hell, the colours in there is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
These snakes and that.
Do you sell flies here?
No, I don't. Only because
you did do over there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did do over there. Yeah, we were doing flies over there, but no. Sometimes they were starting. You could see it happening. They were buying stuff on the internet, a lot cheaper. And what was happening? And the flies were staying so long with us. An olive wouldn't be an olive, and it'd be like a white colour. All the colour be going on with it.
Yeah.
It's so we don't do flies no more. We don't do it.
I noticed earlier on now, when we were sitting down having a coffee, Debbie was there, calling, shouting that the dinner was ready or the breakfast was ready.
The breakfast, they order it, see?
Yeah, they got it made, haven't they?
They order it, and then Deb would call them in, whatever, a big roll or...
Do you find that things have changed since you started?
Oh, yeah, massively.
In what way?
The biggest part is that there's no families no more. We don't get any. Years ago, we used to do worming one side, and we were probably doing 70 to 80 anglers a week. We know where we had that, yeah, because we were full. From that shed, right up the other side of the corner, was full. I got pictures of them, in the old shed. Yeah. So we've lost all the families.
And looking out there now, probably, including us, we're the youngest ones here. Looking at me, really.
Yeah. And this is the problem. We've lost some good, good. And some of the anglers you do get attached to. Have been coming here a long time, and they're not anglers anymore. They're more of part of the furniture. You're friends with them,
Yeah.
So there's a lot that have passed away. We lost.
I went to a fishery down West Wales a few years ago, and we were in the cabin, and the car park was out of sight. It was. They had to come in. I can't remember the name of the fishery now. But anyway, a guy came up to the cabin, and he said, "You do a father and son ticket?" This guy was, 50, and the owner said, "Yeah, we do a father and son ticket. Yeah, I'll have father and son." And he said he'd be up now. Anyway, round the corner now, right? All of a sudden, this old guy come round the corner now. He's about 80 years of age. He said, "That's my father." He expected a little kid to come, but he asked for a father and son ticket before he realised. Some people try it, don't they?
Oh yeah, when we were doing a worming, we had not something similar. So a guy had come with his daughter. His daughter, 50. He must have been 80. We were watching him. He was on the worm. He was bait fishing, and we were watching him. You could see something up or something. And we went over. He was using prawns. He was, So with bait fishing, you've got to really be on the ball. You have.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe, what people were trying to do.
I bet you got some stories, mind. Have you caught some people and banned people?
Oh yeah, I think that's what people don't like about me. I do have my heart on my sleeve, and if I don't like somebody, they go and that's that. But I don't see why they're only cheating other people out of their fish. And yeah, we've had quite a few.
Different methods, or just taking fish they shouldn't have, or
just a lot of it's using power bait in it. That's one thing they try and do. So I seen somebody catching once, and they were putting. I said, what are you using there on there now? And I crept up behind and I said, "What are you doing there now?" "Oh, my own devices," he said. I made my own devices. I said, "What are you got there?" And what he'd done, he was making balls of power bait and putting it in a lady's stocking, a little bit of it, and I putting it through the stocking onto the buzzer.
Like a suspended buzzer, but
and that's what he was doing. So away, go, don't come back. Yeah, so you always get, there's been numerous issues numerous. You know, and there'll always be somebody who will cheat.
You know,
that's part and parcel of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, you will, won't it?
Yeah, always will carry it.
There was, I used to work part-time once for a couple of years down in Dufferin Springs when it was a trout lake.
Yeah.
And there was a big complex of lakes, so you couldn't see from the lodge what was going on in the bottom lake. So you had monitors, so I was there in the office looking at, and I could see this guy, he wasn't casting as such, you know, almost roll casting. And I thought, he's up to something. And then he caught one, I thought, I'm going to creep up, like I said, up towards him now, right? And you don't confrontation.
No.
No. So, and this guy, he looked like a bad Vinnie Jones character, right? And I thought, right, I got to confront him. So I went up to him now, right? And all of a sudden, I appeared about 10 yards away, and he could see.
Panic.
He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then he just carried on fishing. I walked up to him, I said, any good? And he said, yeah, I've had one. I said, yeah, I've seen you have one. I said, it's been hard last couple of weeks. Can I see what you're using? And he could tell, it's only just a nymph, he said. I said, let's look at it. Anyway, he lifted it up now. It's a big ball of bright fluorescent pink. What's that stuff? Power bait.
Yeah.
And I said, you realise you can't use this? I said. And do you know what? I was expecting you guys, you can have a bit of a confrontation here. Do you know what? He started crying.
No way.
He started crying. Bottom lip was going. He said, I'm having a bad time. He said, I can't catch anything. And do you know what? Yes, I was stumped then. I really didn't know what to do. I was expecting a bit of aggro.
Yeah.
And then I said, look, I was a bit soft then. I said, like, give me the tub. You give me the tub, a little jar.
Yeah.
And I took it. And I kind of felt sorry for him. Because he's obviously, it was more than that. He was upset. His head was shed up or something.
Yeah, you get it.
So
but
he fished. I said, carry on. I said, but, you know, the flies. At the end of the couple of hours then, he came up. He didn't have no more. And I gave him the tub back and he went.
Yeah, I remember a similar thing. I remember I was watching father and his kids. And father had gone, left them for a second or two. I went over. I said, what are you catching on the kids? Oh, magic potion, my daddy said. Oh, is it? Because I was standing down one end and I could see all this glitter stuff on the surface of the water flashing me. I knew straight away what it was. And I went, that's what the kid said. Oh, it's a magic potion, he said. I said, oh, where is it then? And they showed it to me. Oh. And his father was over here. So I had him then and away he went. I haven't seen him since. But yeah, you know, I said, bloody hell, you know, I got the kids to do, why do it, like, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I had another guy as well, you know, and lucky enough that day, this guy had caught a big brown. And he had it out on the jetty, and I was looking from down here, I was right by here. I was a long way away, and you can tell the battery bronzy colour. I thought, that's a brown, that is. So I legged it up, and I managed to get it back in the water, but there was lime green power bait all over the platform. You know, that was years ago. I will say, I have not, touch wood, a lot of it now. Because as careful as they are, you'll see that glitter somewhere.
Glitter, is it?
It's glitter in it, and you'll see it on the jetties, or you'll see a bit of it floating somewhere. You know, usually switched on, and I think, oh, well, so-and-so's fishing there. And once the card's marked, I'm watching like hawk, you know, but they're so expensive, you know. If somebody comes here on a 4-fish ticket and they catch 4 fish, you know, you're lucky if you make 2 or 3 quid, like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it, you know, the fish are like, you know, they usually work out about £3 each. You know, you don't make no money. It's just, as I said to you earlier, you know, if I look at my bank account now than when I started, there ain't a lot of difference in it. You know, you don't get a lot of money from it.
The caffee's a big puller, I guess. Like, isn't
yeah,
it?
If they won for that now, I don't think, I don't know where we'd be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got these polytunnels here. What are they for?
Yeah, I just go bedding plants now, this time of year. And we buy in small and grow them on, get them into baskets, and yeah, we earn a bit of trade from that then. It's just a whole, you've got to do different things.
And it's nice to do it on here while you're
yeah, that's it. As I said, I get the radio in there, listen to the radio too as I get older. So yeah, that's it. I listen to that, and I enjoy getting on with it in there. I enjoy potting them and enjoy watching them grow, and people come and and take, because people want to buy something and put it on their house. They don't want to grow it.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend time watering and nurturing and watching for this and watching for that. They want to buy it. That's what I want. hang it up. Oh, look what I got, like, you know. So, yeah, there's a point in it, I suppose. But it just keeps Papermill going with different things, you know. So, I think one of the next things maybe is this barbecue pizza oven now, and I think people want to sit out here, so
That'd be great to do.
I think because the electric is going. I think before the price of electric went up, I think that's costing us about $400 a month just to run the cafe.
Really?
Yeah.
You got a log burner in there, haven't you?
Log burner for the heat in the winter, but everything else is you know, like high electric. It is, you know, hot plates and, you know, plate warmers, 2 bain-maries, fryers. I don't know, my fridges up there. There must be 5 fridges up there.
Yeah.
You know, plus the light and everything else, tea urn. It all eating electric.
Yeah.
So you've got to earn, like today's been a quiet day for some reason, but there we are. You know, in other days then you flat out, you don't know with it. But you've got to, if we can get away from the electric a little bit, we still keep the cafe going, but if we can have something else now in the evenings to earn a bit more.
As regards the heating, I've just got a log burner. I've been after one for a long time. I think it was August time. I'm so glad I had it now.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
And it's something nice, isn't it, about putting a piece of wood on a fire.
Oh, I love it.
Just flick a switch.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and you know the heat is unbelievable, phenomenal. Proper heat. Yeah, bloody great. We were in the farm, all open fires. It was flipping great. We saw put the blower up to get it going. My God Almighty, sometimes then my mother would say, "You forgot the blower. Take the blower down." You go in and you could see through it. It'd be flipping white, you know, orange. The blower. You know what I mean?
What was a blower now?
Well, you put it over the front of the fire for it to draw. There's a little gap underneath it. A blower. It's just a tin, 2 foot sort of square tin with a handle on it, and you put that against the fire. And then that would draw then into the gap under the bottom, the blower.
Yeah.
Well, bloody hell, sometimes we forget. Get sidetracked, innit? My mother be playing out and the blower. You got to get the blower off. Bloody hell, you get the tongs and try and carry the blower out the side of the house, you know? And you could see, honestly, it glowing orange and you could see through it, you know? But,
I remember you had a big storage. Oh, you got them over there now, haven't you? The logs, you can see them.
Yeah. You've got to. It's the only trouble with it. You get a bit log-tastic, as they call it. You're log mad. You start
to be honest,
cutting that.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm the same. I'm driving. I go to Talabont, the lake I fish.
Yeah.
And there's one bit of bank on this pond sticket where they've just taken all the trees down, right? It's forestry.
Yeah.
And they've all got there in piles. But what's there, right, is loads, just rubbish it is for them. They're like little cheeses, you know, the pointy bits where they cut the trees. Every time I go past, I always got my eye open for
Cut the wedges out, eh?
Yeah, so I'll just take the wedges, fill the car, and come home.
Perfect, yeah.
If you're enjoying this episode, please consider becoming a Patreon, where you can tune in to my weekly podcasts, plus access to over 75 past episodes, behind-the-scenes photographs, and exclusive content. And this week, I will be giving an opportunity for patrons to win a day's fishing at Papermill with myself. To sign up, visit patreon.com/casting with Ceri Jones. You have a wander around now, is it?
Yeah.
I'll keep recording.
Yeah.
That's a glorious day, mine, isn't it?
It's perfect.
So when's your next comp now?
Beginning of June now to... you don't want to go and do anything in July and August. It's a waste of time. You can get away with it in June. Usually our water fishes are like June does. It's you come the end of July sort of, because it always seems to be when I always remember when the CLA game fair was on, I used to go up there and come back for some reason. I used to think anything around the 30th of July on, oh God, it's like pulling teeth then, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's bloody hard work it is.
These are your holding ponds here?
Yeah.
Are they? There's 2 there. Do they? Have you got different sizes of them, or are they just general? Whatever comes in, you'll just whatever's.
Yeah, that size usually got the bigger ones in, and this one then. But we're having them all, and we put them all in one now. We do because some of the deliveries at the moment, sizes and everything. As I said to you earlier, it's they've been so busy, so they sort of trying to catch up, trying to grow fish really fast. So we're not having as many in at the moment as we should because of the size problem. Because of the demand has been massive. They said their trade has been up 40% more
Really?
than usual. Yeah. So They start, if you, like,
So do you like to keep a certain head of fish,
In
a
the-
certain
in-
number?
in year,
Yeah.
yeah, we like to have about 100 to the acre, but it runs a lot more than that when you're doing catch and release, because catch and release, it all depends on the fish makeup of which one you catch and how quickly people get it in and everything else. Which, are they going to get it back in time, or
Yeah. You're going to get losses, I guess.
you do, yeah, you do. And a number of times I've gone to people and said, oh, that was a good fish. Yeah, it was a good fish. And you go up to them and do you go back? Right, yeah, put it back. And I'll stand on the platform and I look over there. I say, it's over there laying on his side. Look. So you...
It goes quite deep, doesn't it? This is the down
Yeah.
this is now, is it?
It's the deepest in that corner there now. Yeah. It's deep, and you don't have to go far. It's deep. It sends about 18 down by here.
It's 18?
Yeah, in this corner here, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it steps up then
That's
along.
good, because most fisheries aren't that deep and they suffer with weed.
Yeah.
With the depths you got here then,
Yeah, we do.
it'll be clear. No doubt this end.
Yeah, it does. We do get it around the margins and creeping out in certain patches for some reason. But you just got to work hard getting it with a rake, and it's not easy. As I said, we've tried the dye before, but it doesn't work for us, because if you put the dye in, you can't really have a lot of water running out. Otherwise, all the dye is going out the outlet pipe, and it's getting diluted down unless you put in exactly what's going out in dye. But it costs a fortune then. But your water is still warm in, so that's the problem. So what we'd rather do is, we've tried the dye. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's supposed to slowed it down a bit. But what we do is, we run a lot of water through. We got to pull weed. It's as simple as that, and not have the dye in. But yeah, I don't know. Some people, the dye works, or it doesn't work for us.
There was a spell, I remember when we were last, actually, you had some really, really, really big rainbows in you.
Yeah.
They were like 20 plus, I think, if I remember
We have had some real big rainbows. Like a fishery record was £23.11 or £23.13 or something. Yeah, we have had some.
I think the
big
bubbles
ones.
burst on most of the waters now with the big fish. Do you think?
Yeah, days are gone. Yeah. I think, like Letchford and places like that, they've really pulled it out this year, mate.
They have, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, it's been amazing.
So what would you expect, to be the limit, the number of fish size in here now? Would you get 10 pounders still in there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I suppose you've got to do it to spice it up.
Yeah, we had, quite a few 7s out the weekend.
Nice.
The weekend before, we did have a 10 out. So, yeah, we always try to get plenty of tadpoles around there. You see them back there then.
Do you know what? Up the lake where I fish in Talabon,
Yeah.
I've seen them hit the frogs in the side to trout feeding them.
Tadpoles, yeah, it was huge,
Yeah, you see them. Jesus, yeah.
They come up on it for some reason. They come up right onto the gravel. Look.
Yeah, the water's warmer, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for, is the temperature difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sedge is hatching everywhere. So I love fishing sedges. A G&H sedge in the evening for me, if I do anything here, that's what I need to do.
I bet it's nice here, because most people are gone 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we have a place back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your own shed in here.
You don't need a holiday, do you? This is holiday working.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, it's a love-hate relationship, it is. And this is where it all started in here then.
Is this the cabin?
Yeah, this is where. Because that's where I used as my smoker, but yeah, I never used it.
Really?
Never used brand new, what it is. Yeah, don't bother with it. That was the old Flu, eh?
Bradley, yeah.
Yeah. Bradley original, yeah, but I don't know, I started doing it and everything, and then...
That's a nice one, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is a nice, and it works great. But I've done a brisket.
Is that plumbed in through that, is it?
Yeah, that's all the smoke goes up the roof then, and yeah, no problem. Yeah, it works great, no problem.
I remember looking at these, because I had a smokery. I bought different springs. They had a smokery, the old kit they had, A47, and anyway, cutting the story short, I bought it all.
Yeah.
And I sold it then to Vickery.
Yeah.
I kept it for about 2 years, done a little bit, and I just, one thing led to another, I couldn't do it. And I sold it to Vickery then, and they started doing a smokery there. In fact, they've sold out. Oh, it's a lovely place, isn't it? The village basically is Vickery, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the river there.
Yeah.
It's like chocolate box country.
Chocolate box. Oh, some beautiful fish.
If I'm going to sell that, Give me first refusal.
Yeah, of course I will. Of course I will.
If
I
you
haven't
don't
used
use
it. I've had it 2 years. Been there.
There's something about it. Get back
paint.
into actually smoking.
Is it?
I used to do, yeah. I just got a makeshift, like a big tin at the moment. And I
Yeah.
used to do hot smoke and cold smoke and with a different tin.
I'm not fussed on the cold smoke, see? We have to go by here and around now. This is the Avon Llan now.
Avon Llan.
This is the Avon Llan River, and it's just, when I look back at it now,
Good flow.
and I look at it as from a kid, right? The flow is nowhere near it used to be. Because I used to fish off there, the boulders we used to call them. See the big round ones in the bank?
Yeah.
I used to fish off them and spin as a kid with it. And, you know, I used to have loads of fish. But the river was full width, you know. It was, I don't know, for some reason the flow is not there like it used to be, you know?
So the water comes in at the top then?
Yeah, back out here then. Back out there then.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I always thought the inlet was this end.
No, the other end.
Because I thought that's why a lot of the good fish, when they'd fished it a few
Yeah.
times, was this end. But that's probably because it's deeper.
It's deeper here, yeah. Because when we were digging it out, what we done was put trenches with the excavators deeper each side and run into that corner because we had a 6-inch pump in that corner because it was filling up as fast as we were digging it out. It was really filling up. So
it's not necessarily the deep in the middle. You've got trenches in the sides. So there's drop-offs.
yeah, this is
Deep water close in.
Yeah. So that's what we were doing to keep the centre drier as we were, you know, otherwise the water, it was coming in everywhere. In some places you'd be digging along and all of a sudden you'd hit like a bit of porous sort of, it was all stone and gravel at the bottom was. That's why I was saying it was in a wet field. And I think that's why people say the fish tastes so nice here as well, is that there's hardly any, you had a metre between the topsoil and the subsoil, and then after that it was all stones, all gravel. So that's why it wasn't a boggy field. Because it just wasn't, it was all stones. And that's why you don't get that peaty taste in the fish. And people say, oh, they stand into it. So, yeah, there's a lot to be said for that.
The levels never change.
No.
It's constant.
Minnows, looks, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a show of minnows there.
Jeez, yeah. Plenty of food in there for them, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, and you get the browns then coming after them, don't you, in a certain time of the year, look.
How often do you get browns coming out?
Not very often.
You don't stock them, though.
No, it's probably when we net it when we stopped catching reefs now. I got a huge net. I paid 2,500 for the net. It comes across from that where Bernard is there now, straight across. And then it's 20 foot deep. And I'll net then down here then, all the way round and down as far as that blue bag, and we get them out by there then.
What would you want to get them out for?
Where we only all the magpie fish, these grey fish. I like getting them all out. I don't like seeing too many of them in there. So once catch and reef stops, now we get them out before the weed starts growing too much in there. Otherwise it's hard to pull the net, you know.
Yeah.
So we pull that through and
You
just get out.
then?
Yeah, just get out any. We usually have, as I say, about 50, 60 browns in that net.
Is there?
Yeah, and the beauties there. Yeah, all different sizes. But yeah, we usually have about that many in there. And
No
they really
clothes
nice.
over winter at all?
No, not at all, no. Nothing.
Do you know what? I think most fisheries now probably do better in the winter.
Yeah.
There's a water, you know, Eggless Nynydd.
Eggless,
Port
yeah.
Talbot, yeah. That's, they fish through the winter and they only stock in the winter now.
Yeah.
Because in the summer, it's only, 14, 15 foot deep.
Yeah.
And
You
then
get fish lice
come
in
June,
there. Too hot.
it's cooked.
So when we dug it out and I was so chuffed with it. There was a big hole, it was empty. I'll have to show you the videos of it. It was all, when it was
Before
all
water?
Empty. Before water, yeah. When we switched the pump off then, this was filling up. It was June we dug it out. And it was red hot in 94. And this was filling up like 2 inches a day, which for the size of it is quite a lot. Because it had to absorb back in the banks and everything. So it was building the water table back up, and I was going up to see Judd Deng, so it was quite friendly with him, and Shimano was going like 3 or 4, or maybe foot the other way. You know, it was drying up, and I was filling up. But I remember sitting here one night then, with my head in my hands, thinking, oh my God, what have I done? The water was orange. It was like this orange, it was like orange squash, all of it.
Why was that then?
Iron pyrites in the ground. And then I just thought, what am I going to do? I'd never seen it. It's the last thing, because I dug test holes first. I dug 3 big test holes as far as the 13-ton machine would reach down.
Yeah.
And about, you know, say they were about 15 foot round, and I fenced them all properly. I watched them for a long time, make sure the water was good and everything. Done all the pH in them, everything was good. So I was happy with what I was doing. When I dug it out then and it was filling up, it was orange. And it settled out, it did.
Well, it's just washed through like.
Washed through. It was orange, like squashed.
Jeez,
Do you imagine now?
nights then.
I thought, I'm the biggest pig ever. Went in fucking wheels in this lake. I got it fill up and it's orange. It's bloody orange. It's all orange water. I couldn't believe it, you know. And touch wood now, it's settled out pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much the way.
I do like that it's deep, close in, you know.
Yeah,
You
it is.
don't
It is.
fine, just roll cast, can't
It's
it?
just, yeah, it's just the jetties won't lift in it, you know. There's so much work. You're trying to do everything on your own. You don't have
I notice
anybody.
you've trimmed the sides here now.
Yeah,
as well.
trim all this back. Yeah. The trouble is, you've got all the flimming ducks are nesting everywhere. They love these
geese.
grasses. These bloody geese can go though. They're all right, but
That looks good for Browns' top end, isn't it? With those-
yes,
You can imagine.
yes,
Looks.
yeah.
And what sort of depth are we now at the top?
There's a
end?
ledge there underneath, by there, just out so far. Then it drops off 8 foot. You know, say where the goose is, by there, around 8 foot along there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's where that red thing is, by there.
yeah.
Just out a little bit, it drops off then. There's a shelf out over there. It's
Nice.
bloody annoying really, Kerry, right? Because when we were digging it out, we found this huge stone, right?
Yeah.
So this stone is probably, I would say like 6-7 foot round, big thing. Amazing stone. So I said, I said when he asked it, I said, leave it in the middle, it'd be something, a feature. And then I wanted to net it a few years back.
It's
And
slagging.
I got the net there, I went round here with it. My mate was there. I said, pull it round now, we'll have everything in there now. Great. All of a sudden, it was stuck out in the middle like that.
Oh,
And it came back to me. It's the rock. It's the rock. So I can't do nothing about it. So this big stone is still in there probably until I drain it out or whatever.
yeah.
So I can't net this end. So it's a bloody pain. About a month ago, I took the dogs for a walk up in Velindre, and it was white with frost here on a Saturday morning, so I took them for a walk. I get up to Velindre, same, like a stone path, bits of grassy stuff on each side, the white grass and a hedge.
Yeah.
Walked up, lovely, great. Coming back down then, one of the dogs was looking like, and she jumped back, and then Bella then, the one you photographed before, went to have a look and I had a bit there on the face.
No.
Yeah. So I phoned Deb, I said, look, I said, the dog's not well. I said, I got to take her back I got to take her to the vets now, I said. She said, I had this bit there on the face. So I managed to get there. Sometimes you can see fish sitting in there, we can't today.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see some slabs just underneath the
Oh, I can
bushes.
see, yeah.
Pigeons. Yeah,
And
sometimes
do
you can see them.
Do you know what? Now it's come to me. I remember fishing here once, and it was the day I
Yeah.
blanked. And the reason I blanked, there was a big brown, about 15 pound,
Yeah.
up this end, and I stalked him all day. And I wasn't interested in anything else.
I think I remember. Yeah.
I didn't have
I think
it.
it's coming back to me now because I
didn't have
remember
it,
that.
but that's all I wanted was get this fish.
This fish.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it's
And
a
that was
good.
his top end.
Yeah,
he was
that's
like,
it. They do, like underneath the bushes. So yeah, I managed to get the dog to the vet, and then our vet didn't have the anti-venom, so they phoned me 7 o'clock in the night then to take her to another vet, so he wouldn't pick her up. So I picked her up then, took her down to one in Swansea then, and she came all right then the next day. So it was £2,500.
wow.
Yeah, so
So if you didn't have that, it's fatal, is it?
yeah, she probably wouldn't have been with us now. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, her face was out like that. Unbelievable.
When it comes to catch and release, we mentioned earlier,
Yeah,
you got 2 tickets, the catch and kill,
yeah.
a catch and release. You
Yeah.
find you need the balance.
Yeah, you've got to stop it at a certain time of year because of the heat. You've got to not allow too many people on it through a week. That's what we try to do is balance it up a bit, not have too many on it in a week, and you can see a massive difference in the catch rates. And if you just milk it too much with catch and release,
Because the fishing goes hard, or the loss of fish, handling, or
fishing hard, yeah, really hard. But basically, it's a whole combination of. It's putting them. They don't seem to. When you tell them, they don't seem to. All of them do it the way we wanted them to do it. You know, you can't. You've got to play them like not on a catch and kill ticket. You can't wait until the fish is turning over in front of you and playing the guts out of it. You've got to get it in. You've got to get it in so you've got plenty of life to go back. You know, I think as well, like sometimes I've approached people and said to them, look, you know, I want you to do it this way, and they are not physically able enough to do it, right? And it's not being hard on people that are not you know, able enough for that, but don't put yourself in that position, you know, to do catch and release if you're not able to bend and to do it properly.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be able to bend down pretty quick, and you've got to be able to, you know, if you're not used to it, kneel on the handle of the landing net, and you've got to be able to work on the fish two-handed to get the fly out if there's a problem with it. Sometimes there is, and release it. But you know,
He's got a good fish there now, hasn't he?
yeah, well, he's going to snap his rod, one of the two. He looks to be tucking a bit, doesn't he?
So would you say what's the percentage of tickets? Catch and kill, catch and release?
I would say percentage. I would say at the moment it's got to be about 70% we had a catch and kill.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. I think, you know, they just got to understand, haven't they, you can't play it as if it's you're on a catch and kill.
Yeah.
You've got to get it in quick. Barbara sucks. You know, and if it's down the throat somewhere, cut it off. Like, don't play
So people who are having catch and release tickets, they've got to fish, obviously.
Yeah.
Debarbed hooks. Barbara sucks.
On catch and release, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can see the ones that are using barbs, you can see that they got to play about with the forceps and shaking it, you know, to get them out. Like, it should come out easy in the net.
Yeah.
But
no doubt, like this time of year now, they'll recover quite good because of water temperature.
Because of water temperature, yeah, exactly.
So when are you going to change it, you said?
The end of the month.
End of May?
End of April. April now, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be end of it for another year. Up until October, see, we don't fetch it back. September's a bad month as well, Gary, you know, it's not a good month for fishing, I don't think, anyway. It's September's starting to really try and cool down, but we don't, as I said, we haven't had no frost here for 3 years. We get frost, but nothing on the water, no ice.
Yeah.
You know, so everything's sort of warming up.
What do you think about it, apart from the cost side of it, looking at the anglers here now, so like 10 dozen anglers wherever year, you can probably say that 5 to 10 years' time, half of these people probably won't be fishing.
Won't be on the planet.
No.
Won't be on the planet, there's no way.
So you've got to get the youth in.
Yeah, and the youth, we haven't talked about the youth. There's another scenario where that's just gone, isn't it? I don't think I've given a fly lesson, apart from COVID, because everything was bad. Before, people used to be here, could you give my boy a lesson? Could you do this? Yeah, I do it, yeah. I don't get anybody asking. There's no children asking for fly lessons. I think we got about 2 or 3, you know. I think if we'd done the youth, the trout fisherman, the final year, I think we got 2 in it.
Well, they'll do a youth thing, don't they?
Yeah.
Junior.
Yeah, junior. If we'd done the junior or the youth one, I forget which one, I think we got 2. The other one, we haven't got any. It's one of them, we got 2 or so. So that says it all, doesn't it? We got 2. Bloody hell, man. You know, fishing, years ago, everybody was fishing, didn't they? Everybody.
Well, I started when I was 12, and it was a big thing then.
Yeah, massive.
You know?
I was talking to my sisters, and my sister was saying, I was talking to them yesterday, and I said, I'm doing a podcast with Ceri. Oh, that'd be great. She said, are you going to tell them about the time when you used to go to school, get on the bus by there, get off in Garden Village, come back, get my fishing rod out of the cowshed and go fishing in the river all day? That was me. I just lived on the river. But now, you don't see anybody out there. Nobody with a fishing rod going on the river. It's very rare. It's shocking.
I remember when we were kids, right? I'd always be playing the back lane around the streets, and then whatever time, 7 o'clock, whatever, you'd either shout for a bath or something, you had to come in. You know, I'd be really gutted to think you had to go in. No, they don't want to go out.
They don't want to go out. No, you
can't.
can't.
Stay in the room.
I talk to anglers here, like most of them granddads, most of the boys, they're all quite old. And you talk to them, and I say, you know, no children, and they say, I got grandson, I can't get him away from the computer, I can't get him away from the telly. Shocking.
we'll be the only generation with suntans. all these kids now, they're going to be anemic, so they're like pale looking because they don't leave the rooms. They think, remember years ago, people used to have suntans.
Yeah. And then we'll have different times of the year. We'd be on rope swings, be on the river, we'd be on the river damming it then for swimming.
Kids now don't have to do that. They can watch people do it.
Yeah. They look back and think, God, that was brilliant, the upbringing I had.
Yeah.
Spending time out, it was all along rivers and woods and ponds and everything. It was fantastic. I look at it now and, I got a couple of young kids from Gower, only two of them, and they were here last week. It was a pleasure to see them fishing, And one of them's right into it, ties his own flies, everything, so he's really into it.
Right, we've had a nice walk round, made a lap of the lake now, and my stomach's rolling now, so maybe I'll have some of your fine cooking now, or Debbie's cooking.
Yes, yeah.
Well, just before we do that, there's one more question I want to ask.
Yeah.
As you're a fisherman as well as a fishery owner, where would you want to be to make your last cast?
I put a lot of thought into this one, Ceri. And I think my last cast would be by the gate for there and throw the keys as far as I could throw them. Because it's a love-hate relationship with everything. It's, yeah, it is. And
I didn't expect that.
No, I think as well, I said, river I grew up with, so I think probably I'd love to fish the River Itchen. I would. That's somewhere where something chalk stream. But I would.
If you're going to cast the keys over the gate,
that's what we
let me know. I'll be ready to catch them.
You'd be the right man to take it on.
So many thanks, Mark. I
Brilliant.
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it myself. It's been bloody great.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, please consider becoming a Patreon, where you will get 2 extra podcasts each month. That's one every week, plus bonus content, photography and other exclusive content, plus access to over 60 plus episodes. You can join my Patreon channel by visiting patreon.com/Casting with Ceri Jones, or see the links on my website, castingwithcerijones.com, or see my posts on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's all for now. Tight lines and don't strike too soon.